Analyst, Stormy Daniels controversy. Any fallout from all of this?
Well, I think there will be. Not with Donald Trump's core supporters. McGraw, they made this deal a long time ago. As one evangelical pastor said a couple weeks ago, we knew we were not electing a choir boy. You had the Access Hollywood tapes before the election, and the basic Trump supporters voted for him anyway. But that's not where the danger is and where the potential fallout is. I think, as you and I have talked about before, you look at the elections in Virginia for governor, the Alabama Senate race, and particularly the House race in Pittsburgh a few weeks ago, the potential fall off here are more moderate voters, particularly women in suburban areas, who might have voted for Trump because they didn't like Hillary Clinton because they're basically Republicans. But they look at this president and they say, is this the man I want my kids to look up to? Is this the man I can trust to keep my family and my kids safe? And so this interview in and of itself doesn't amount to much, but as part of a larger story, a story of tawdriness, of chaos, of sensationalism. That's where the danger is for Trump and the Republicans.
Where does it leave the base, though? I mean, look. Since last we spoke, he's fired a bunch of people. He's hired lawyers and fired lawyers. He signed a spending bill that breaks every budget that they would never have signed if Obama was president.
Right.
And then you had one a Playboy playmate and a porn star come out with these stories. So, not to mention tariffs, which are taxes. And starting a trade war on the farmers. So where is the party now if they're standing up for all this?
Well, those are very good questions. But in the end, as you and I have talked many times, every Republican member of Congress and a lot of Republican voters, whatever else they think about Donald Trump, have a common interest with him. They're all going to go to the voters in the fall and with R's after their names. And they're tied together in this embrace that they just can't break. The political circumstances have thrown them together, and they might disagree with Trump on trade. Certainly in a state like Missouri, the farmers are very vulnerable to retaliation if there's a trade war. The first products that tend to get caught up in this are agricultural products. You're right about that. And there's a lot of hypocrisy. You know, Republicans impeached Bill Clinton for sexual scandals and for lying about them. And now they're defending Donald Trump when a porn star goes on national TV and accuses him of sexual misconduct. But the fact is, there's a lot of hypocrisy to go around. Democrats defended Bill Clinton because he was right on their issues. And Republicans are defending Donald Trump because he appoints Neil Gorsuch to the Supreme Court. He appoints other federal judges they like, and they've made their deal.
But of all of it, though, the trade, the tariffs are the one that I just didn't see coming. I did not see a Republican Party embrace tariffs, which is basically a tax the way they have.
You're right about that. It goes against the most basic Republican principles. Republicans, it's been a core idea of the Republican Party for a long time that they're a party of free trade, and they're the party of free trade because they're the party of business. And America is 5% of the world's population, and it's absolutely essential, whether it's for industrial products, whether it's for agricultural products, whether it's for other services, banking services, insurance services, legal services, which is an increasing part of foreign trade. It's not just goods, it's services. Business depends on foreign markets, and the American economy depends on foreign markets, and Republicans have stood for that idea. And there are a lot of Republicans who are very upset with Donald Trump's approach to trade. But in the end, he's their guy, and at least so far, we haven't seen a big fall off. But this is a danger for Trump because there are a lot of core constituents in the Republican Party who are not at all happy with his approach to trade.
Well, and the omnibus bill that he signed, if you remember the grand bargain Obama and Boehner were going to do, right? That was unacceptable, but this omnibus bill is somehow acceptable? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's acceptable because the Republicans are running Congress, and it's their bill. And there's a lot of money in there for defense, increased defense spending, which Republicans support. And we've talked so often over the years about this poisonous partisan atmosphere in Washington. But the one thing it would appear that members of both parties can agree on is spending the taxpayers' money, even when they don't have it, because the fact is the tax bill is going to cut down on federal revenues, whatever the Republicans say. Every economist agrees that tax bills do not pay for themselves. But you saw, as in that spending bill, Democrats were very pleased with some of the spending increases for National Institutes of Health and other things they care about. So, yeah, everybody can agree. Let's spend the taxpayers' money, even if we don't have it.
Anyway, there we go. Stephen Roberts, who knows what's going to happen next week, but we'll check in with you next Monday. Have a good week. Thanks.
Okay.